Hello, I think we're live. Just try to catch my voice here. If you're watching the replay, just skip ahead so you see stuff happening. We're going to have a little catch up of what I've been up to, where I've been. Hey, Bob. Barb. It was somewhere between Barbara and Babs. So, hi, Barbara. Good to see you. So, I don't know if we'll have a lot of people in today, but that's okay. We're going to have fun no matter what. And we'll see. Hi, Diane. Good to see you. Hey, Renee. That was a nice surprise to see you on Anne's channel. That was very fun. So this is what I, last week was a video where I showed how I made my postcards for the Janet and Dee Dee swap. And this was the postcard I kept for myself. I realized after I did it that this must have been one of my testing stamps, but it was close enough. So that was, if you haven't seen that video, go ahead, check it out. I think it was pretty cute. That's a little Lucy stamp that I carved by hand. And then the week before that, just fell off my chair. Hi, Lydia and Kristen. The week before that, I was working with the I keep saying that, iridescent bronze fine, because the word's fine's there, golden fluid. And I did end up gluing down this layout. I had kind of ended I had glued this down, but I wasn't sure where I was going to put all these other pieces. So this is what I ended up with. And I did post that on Facebook and Instagram. But in case you didn't see it, this is how we ended it. That's how I finished it off. So I still really enjoy that golden iridescent bronze where it separates into that aqua color. All right. Who else am I missing? Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, Renee. That's awesome. Is my sound okay? So here we got some jelly plates ready to go. We're going to do some experimentation today, but first I'll just show you where I was last week. I was in Las Vegas, saw the Hoover Dam. This is just some coasters from a restaurant. I thought those were pretty cool, so I put them in my purse. Thanks, Diane. We went and saw Awakening, and I think it's a newer show in Vegas, and it was pretty cool. Like, it had a stage that the costumes were cool. The stage was really cool. It had sort of three sections. This was sort of this was darkness, this was light. They had acrobatics. They had like the dark section. They had a watery section, a water realm, an earth realm. This is earth realm. And I can't remember what the third realm was. Air realm. So really good dancing and effects and acrobatics and a bit of magic too in that one. So that was pretty cool. So if you can, I recommend you see that show. It was pretty cool. Experience Awakening augmented reality. Interesting. So that was that. I did some sketchbook fun. I did post these on Instagram. So I did this one while I was away. This was with the Art Nouveau Gansai Tambi set. So I hung out while my husband was at a conference. I hung out and I just kind of played and did art. So that was with this set here. And Janet M. Young did a stream where she swatched these all out and she did a cool piece with that. So another person who has this that I've watched is Lena, Miss Lennox 2010. She's done some pretty cool things with that, and that's the colors. So we might end up using that today. We'll see. And hi, Zen Jen. And then this black line, someone asked me if I did this as a video, and I did not, but I used Elegant Writer. And I like how the Elegant Writer, you draw it and then you can separate out into different colors with water. So we'll see, we might use that today. And this was the other piece I did, some little rocks inspired by Sophia and by Joni Sorensen. So that was using, I brought a little Daniel Smith palette. So I grabbed out 12 Daniel Smith colors that I liked. And I made a little travel palette and I brought that with me. And then, so I bought 3 sketchbooks with me. This one I did, what I did was I added to this page here. So all this here, oh, it was this one they asked if I did a video. So this is all the colors there. That's from the Elegant Writer at the top. A lot of these separation colors are from the Elegant Writer. And then this was yellow, and then this line here, that's with the Elegant Writer, and then I bled it out into the watercolor and added some doodles. The bottom here, that's with the Elegant Writer. So I can't remember who asked. It might have been Johnny. She might have asked if I did a video, so I could maybe demonstrate something like that today on the piece we do. These were done, these bottom ones, these were done with the Granulating Granulating watercolor set. And I had done that before I left. And this was just done with the Daniel Smith colors. So that was that. I had fun. I'd done the base, but then I finished it up when I was away. Thanks, Diane. And we got Barbara singing already. And then I did this page too. I think it's probably one of the better faces I've ever done. And I had sketched it by the pool, and then I watercolored it back in my room. So, and then I used a little bit of pencil crayon for some of the shading. And I didn't bring a bunch of pencil crayons. I had this set, which I bought at Hobby Lobby when I was on a trip a couple years ago. So it just has 12 refills of color, and you can interchange them. So this is a handy little travel set too. And the brand, I don't even know the brand of that. I didn't buy it at Amazon, so I don't know where you can get that. Thanks, Kristen. So I was pretty happy with her. This was, when I drew her, I was watching I'm a Wonder on YouTube. And this isn't like a copy of what she did, but I kind of used her shape face and I tried to draw the nose. I struggle with noses, so I tried to do the nose the way she does. And it's sort of a similar pose of what I was watching, but the colors are all different. Hey, Janet. And then this one, Janet, was done with a lot of the Art Nouveau Granulating set. So for the skin colors, I had done some mixing of the pale pink in the set here. So the pale pink with the beige gray, the Mars yellow, Venetian red, flax beige, ecru, and you get some interesting skin tones. So it's a pretty quick mix to get to a skin tone with that. Hi, Deb Smith. Diane, that's funny. Okay, so we might use that, and Janet, we might use this. I'm not sure, because my plan for today, so that's the catch-up portion of the show. I thought these were cool. I did not draw those. They were coasters for those coming in. So while I was away, I was watching lots of YouTube, and one of the things that, I can't even remember who it was, but they were using this Daniel Smith Gold Watercolor Ground. And I had some. I had got it on clearance at Michael's for $11. So I don't know what the regular price was. It's under there somewhere. So I'm like, I have that. And I thought, because it's watercolor ground, it's absorbent. And I was wondering to myself, I said, self, I wonder if you could use that to do those watercolor effects on the Gelplate. So I thought, let's try that. So I prepped some pages. So I prepped some mixed media 140-pound Canson paper. Let's see if I can get this more. So I just did this morning because we got home late last night. So that's just, I think that's pretty dry. And then I thought, well, what if we don't cover the whole page? What would that do? This is maybe a bit wet, but not too bad. And then I thought, what about on black? Because gold on black always looks good. This is actually a watercolor paper that I haven't used much. It's a Stonehenge Aqua Cold Press in black, and it is also 140-pound paper. So it's pretty thick. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Tammy. And then this was the Canson XL Aquarel 140-pound paper as well, cold press. And then I did prep some with some stencils. So I used my Plenty of Fish stencil, and I ran I just used my scraper here to scrape in the watercolor ground. So this is all the gold you see here, that's all this Daniel Smith Watercolor Ground. This one is a combination of the fish, and so it's a PM Artist Studio stencil designed by me. And then this what's it called? Aqueous Effervescence, this sort of bubbly texture, that's also a PM Artist Studio stencil. So what I did with this one is I put a thin layer of the watercolor ground, and then I put the stencil on top, and then I kind of used this through the stencil to make sort of some thicker layers. And those are almost dry now. So it'll be interesting to see if those work well. This paper is only 98-pound. It's not quite as thick as the other, so I don't know how that's going to work. So let's do our first test. So I haven't had a chance to test this out because I just got home last night, like 11:30. Actually, it was the quickest debarkation, customs, pick up your suitcase and get out of there. It was like so fast. Hi, Jackie. Just taking this off. Okay. So we've done watercolor effects on the Gelplate at least twice, and this is a technique from Robin McClendon. And so we're going to try it today. We're going to experiment with this gold watercolor ground. I'm going to try to just get my camera lined up a little bit better. Any questions so far? Any questions, comments, queries? Thanks for coming, everybody. I just realized I was not on all chat, so I'm going to go to all messages. Just having my coffee. So I picked Lucy up this morning. She apparently she's been having a little bit of bowel issues the last couple days. So if you hear my son say, "Mom," and I go downstairs, it's because I need to go take her outside or something. So I think she looks good otherwise. And the sitter said she's, eating and drinking. She must have got into some food maybe that she shouldn't have, but hello, Butter Roll Boutique. Oops, I hit the camera. Sorry about that. All right, let's get to it. How far are we in? 13 minutes. That's not bad. We're getting to it in 13 minutes. So depending how Lucy's doing, I don't know if I'll do a whole 2 hours. It might be closer to an hour and a half. We'll just play it by ear. So step one, if I recall, is you thin down some acrylic paint, put it on the plate, and you spray it. Okay, so let's start. I think this Naples yellow is kind of a nice base to go with the beige, the gold. Thanks, Rhonda. Rhonda gave me the finger. So this is just a yogurt lid. And we're going to spray this, get it nice and thin. Pumpkin is good. Yeah, I don't want to, oh, that looks like that's reactivating. I don't know what that must be a watercolor. Okay, let's take this off and put it on something that's not going to reactivate. Hi, Marsha Markle. Put that on there. There's a little bit of green in there, but that's okay. We'll just run with it. Let's try that again. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to give her a couple days and see how she's doing. She has had episodes like this. She's prone to a little bit of pancreatitis sometimes. She's on a low-fat food, but the dog that my sitter has is also on a low-fat food, so she's not sure what she got into. She couldn't really figure it out, but her stomach's been off a couple days. Hi, Marty. So I don't want to add, I might add pumpkin to her diet in a couple days. I'm just going to see. Usually she gets like this, she gets over it in like a few days. If it lasts longer, she stops, eating well, then I will definitely take her to the vet or something. She does have an appointment coming up with the vet for her shots and whatnot. So, okay, let's just put that on. I probably should have watched my own video about how to do this because I might not remember. So we're going to just kind of thin that out. Hi, Goldie. Let's kind of smush it around. So we want this really thin. I'm going to add some other things to it. Now I feel like dark colors look best on gold. So what if we add a little bit of, I got this indigo. I think we'll keep the first one pretty simple. I'm going to thin, even though this is fluid, indigo golden fluid, woo, actually high flow, I think I'm going to add a little bit more water to it even. So we're going to just kind of thin that down. Just paint it on here. Remember, the trick is to have a lot of product on there and then put your paper on slowly. So do that. Oh, look at that. I wish I could keep that. Look at how it's spreading right in that little corner there. Look at that. That's yummy. You probably won't be able to keep that though. All right, let's use, let's keep this all not water soluble for the first one. So let's add some acrylic ink or some Bombay ink. What if we use some green India ink? Swiss cheese. Let's just do a little bit of that. It's a interesting green. I like what it's doing there, but it's not going to stay like that. And let's do some black. I like black. What if we do I have, well, let's do some black Bombay ink. But let's put this in a lid here. I just have like looks like a kombucha lid. And we'll just use a paintbrush. Hi, Kathy Berg. Hi, Christine. I gave a little bit of a synopsis of my travel. Let's just do that. Not sure if we're going to have enough on here. We're going to have to spray it. Put some black there. Let's do that. And let's spray. I don't think there's enough product. This is the alcohol spray. Let's see if we can get more coverage of the plate. So we're trying some watercolory gel plate techniques using the Daniel Smith Watercolor Ground. So it's not really fully covered, but you know, I think it'll be cool with the gold showing through anyhow. Although I want more blue up here. Let's just put this straight on. Let's do that. Let's be crazy. And then just a bit more of that alcohol just to give that stoning effect. So we can always add extra layers. So let's see how absorbent this gold is. So again, Robin says just put it on slowly and let it absorb the paint. I don't know what effect the watercolor ground is going to give us, because it's supposed to be absorbent. So this is different than a regular gold paint. Yes, it is beating up. Let's give that some time. And we might end up with a muddy mess, but you know what? It's fun to play. Okay. All right, let's pick it up. Let's go like this way. Whoa, that's very blue. But you can see the gold through it. So I'm just going to let it go back this way a little bit. Sorry. Okay, so we got that. I'm just going to put it on here. See if we can get it to lay flat on my other gel plate while it dries. Let's just do that. Yeah, it doesn't want to lay flat. There we go. I'm just poking it down. It doesn't want to stay flat, but that's okay. Here, I'm going to bring it over. It doesn't really want to stay flat. I'll just try to show you. Can you guys see that? You can see a bit of the luminosity from the gold underneath. So I'm going to put that over here to dry. We'll check on it in a few minutes. Okay, so what if we can use this. What if we kind of clear a section in the middle to add a little bit of brightness, perhaps? Let's add some white, which will thin down. Where's my white? So let's thin down some white. Yeah, we'll see how it dries. I mean, it won't stay flat. It didn't really attach to my gel plate. So let's add a bit of water. Now this is red acrylic, so it should not, fingers crossed, it shouldn't reactivate. I think we need a lot more water than this. And Robin McClendon explains that this, the water to the acrylic helps to break down the binders. Let's do a little bit more. Rhonda says she would be tempted to stamp in it than to paper. Ooh, yeah, that would be good. Remind me later. We'll try that later, Rhonda. And I don't know that you would need a gel plate to do this technique. It's basically, it's kind of like a version of the smack and drag. You could probably just you could probably do the same thing just with like a silicone mat or something. Okay, so I've got some of that. Let's do some splats. Okay, and let's try, here I've got this one that I've got the gold watercolor ground, and then I've just got the plain paper. So we could see what that does, right? Let's spray it. We're gonna get to bead up using the alcohol spray. And then I'm tempted to kind of move this white around a little bit. Okay. A bit more of this alcohol. All right, let's see what happens. So just drop it slow, touch it lightly. So I'm not pressing super hard, I'm just giving it like a light rub. Now I'm pushing a little bit more firm. Ah! And let's take it off at an angle this time. Like last time I went this way, let's do like a diagonal. See what we get. Just gonna move this here. It's a little muddy. Let's spray this with water. Just get it to move a little bit more. And let's pick up a little bit where the gold is to expose some of that gold. Right there is very muddy. It's leaking. I'm tempted to like, I don't want to rub it too much. I do like how that blue is very dark there. This is interesting here. What if we spray it again? Do a little bit of the alcohol spray. Ooh, wow, okay. That's cool. This is very white there, but I'm gonna just leave it. Let gravity do some stuff. See how gravity's moving it? That's kind of cool. I like we're getting a little bit of dendritic stuff happening here with that white. So I'm just gonna move it just with gravity. Okay, let's let that dry. Kind of. Okay, I'm gonna put that aside. What is the paper? I'll show you in just a second. The paper is this Canson mixed media watercolor, cold pressed, 140 pounds. So it's quite thick and has a little bit of texture. Oops, I shouldn't have put that right on there. Oh well, that's okay. All right. We still have a bit left here. I'm finding, that's getting a little muddy here. Let's just use regular paper on it to show you the difference. So this is 32-pound just copy paper. And let's just, actually, you know what we did last time is we let this dry and then I picked it up later. Let's do that. Let's just leave it dry. And then at the end, we'll pick it up with maybe some gold. That might be cool. Okay, let's just put that aside. And then the black paper I'm going to use in a minute is this Stonehenge cold press 140-pound paper. All right, what can we do next? So we got this piece here, and this one, instead of, I just kind of scraped the Daniel Smith Watercolor Ground. So that's the other thing on the paper is the gold is this watercolor ground, iridescent gold. So instead of scraping this way, I kind of scraped that way and I left spaces. So let's try a different color palette. Now I did, gravity is working against you. Yes, I hear that. I hear that. Okay, so that was blue and green. What if we use, I'm wondering, do we need the acrylic in there? I feel like the acrylic kind of does bind it. What if we use just matte medium? And then let's try matte medium. And then I did pull out some of my Jane Davenport inks. These ones are water reactive though. So let's do some purple. Purple and this sort of teal blue. So this is Jolly Roger and Blackbeard. Let's try that. Now, if you use these full strength, they do sheen into other colors, but we're not going to be using it full strength. Say Jolly Roger and Blackbeard. So I'm going to put this on. Actually, I should put some of that into, I don't want to contaminate it. So I'm going to put a little bit into the lid. This has Bombay ink, so it's not going to reactivate there. So let's put a little bit of this. I don't know if you have to shake these or not. Hi, Beth. Just going to pour a little bit of this liquid gold. I poured a lot right on there. Okay. All right. I did buy some water pens to put some of these inks into. Xandra said that Jane Davenport will use like water pens with these, like water brushes, I should say. Like these, I bought a whole set. I just haven't had a chance to put any in there. Okay, this is the Jolly Roger. This is more of the teal color. And I don't know how to pour it in there without spilling, but there we go. That's pretty good. So I wanted to put this on first before I got anything on the plate, but this is matte medium. Let's try. We're experimenting today. We're being crazy. I can't even open this. It's glued shut. And this is just the cheap Walmart North Shore. I don't know if that's a Canadian brand, the North Shore. The North Shore, you know. Ugh. Ah. Oh gosh, got on my shirt. I'm not even wearing like I should be wearing an old shirt. Okay, I'm just going to put some on there. This is very liquidy. And as I said earlier, I don't even know if you would need a gel plate to do this. Like you could probably, oh gosh, that's going to be more than enough. The Walmarts, yes. Oh my goodness. So for water reactive ink, it sure stains well. Look at that. Okay, let's use, I'm going to get some, sorry, I just need more water. At the beginning of today, I showed how I finished that the collage from last week, not last week, 2 weeks ago. So if you didn't see it on social media, you can check out on, just rewind and watch the first few minutes of the show today. All right. Okay. So I'm going to put lots of water on this. I really make that thin. So we're just experimenting. This is just some matte medium. So let's see what happens with this purple. I'm sure it's going to overtake everything. I'm going to pick it up with the paper that has gold on it. All right, so that's a lot of that Jolly Roger purple. Let's spray it with a bit more water. And let's add a little bit of this was no, that was Blackbeard. This is Jolly Roger here. Let's just do, oh, now it's going to be contaminated. I don't have to use all of this, but let's just do that. Let's really pile it on there. Okay. And we're going to use this for a pickup, but let's splatter on some white just for fun. This is the white acrylic that we made earlier. It's very liquidy. Let's put some of that on. I should have an apron. I should get my apron. This is like one of my good shirts. I don't have very many good shirts. Okay, a little bit of white. Sure, why not? And let's do some alcohol spray. Don't know if we have enough of the matte medium on there. Let's use just a brush. Just get some movement going here. It's going to be a big purple dinosaur mess. Okay, let's just do it. So that's just on there. So in this one, we have some spots that weren't covered with the gold watercolor ground. Hey, Eddie, good to see you. So Eddie, we're just experimenting and playing today. I thought, what if we try the watercolor effect techniques, but first put on some gold watercolor ground for those coming in. The gold you see is from that. And it's removing itself from the plate by itself, so we'll just let it do that. Feels very thick. Let's see. Should we give it a spritz? This is alcohol. spray. What if we use a little bit of you can see some of the sheen actually. See, there's like this pink coming out. We didn't, that's from the ink. The ink is separating. I kind of like that. I'm just gonna do a little bit here. Let's get that corner. And I wonder if you could just, if you get the same effect just on like silicone matte, right? I'm gonna put a little bit of this here. Let's go for full coverage. Let's do a little bit more of the alcohol spray just to see. If we let it drip down the other side, let's see if we can get, oh my gosh, this is messy. This is what I do for you people. I make messes. Let some gravity go this way. I'm gonna go put an apron on. So that's kind of cool. Remember, we didn't have full coverage with the watercolor ground, so you're getting different levels of where it picks up. So here you can see where the watercolor ground is, the gold, and then where it's not, you get like more seepage. So here there's quite a bit of the striations from the watercolor ground. Okay, let's let that dry. Let me grab an apron. Let me grab an apron. And I think my apron is in the closet. Yes. Do you guys still hear me when I walk around? Because I do have that microphone. I'm gonna get scratchy for a second because of the apron. I'll just try to readjust it. Okay, I'm gonna give my hands a wash. Sorry, they're just, I shouldn't be wearing gloves, I think. Okay, this is, I think I'm gonna put gloves on. Although I don't know if I have any gloves up here. Oh my goodness. Do I have gloves? I do have gloves. Okay, let's put some gloves on. I mean, it's already too late, but let's protect what skin we have left. Okay, sorry about that. You can still hear, excellent. Did I say hi, Carol? Hi, K-Art, nice to see you. Welcome to my messy table. All right, now we have this mess here still. What if we add some acrylic paint and I do still have some papers. What if we do it on this one that I put the fish stencil with the paint. Here, let me just cut this piece off. Now this paper is not as thick as the other one. This one's only 98-pound paper. Okay, so what if we use some let's do some acrylic, but I'm thinking maybe like more aqua, and we'll thin this down maybe with the white here. We'll mix that together and see what happens. Hi, Sherry. We're playing with the watercolor effects using Daniel Smith Watercolor Ground on the paper. Where's my water? Here we go. So we're adding a lot of water. paintbrush. This has some white in it as well. Let's do that. So this is a lot of water. We're adding tons of water. This is on the gel plate. And then let's just drip some on. So we've got Jane Davenport inks, which are not permanent. They are very water soluble. And then we've got, unless apparently they're permanent when they hit your skin though. Then they're permanent. Okay, so we're gonna put the fish thing on there. Let's do a little bit of spritzy. And a little bit of, that was water. This is alcohol. And I'm just going to, this doesn't have anything on it. I just want to move it around a bit more. Okay. All right, let's see what happens. This paper is not as thick, so we'll see. This is the 98 pound. You're going to see it probably come through a lot quicker. It is very serious, Christine. We're making a serious mess. I know, Lindy, it's a mess. We walked into a mess. Okay. Ooh, that is a, I'm going to move this over so I have somewhere to we're stuck onto the ground, onto the desk surface. Okay, I'm going to smoosh it over actually, so we get the whole thing wet. There, I smooshed it. I kind of moved the paper. I moved the paper up and down too. What the heck? Okay, let's lift her up. Ooh, that is a muddy mess. Let's use our baby wipe and some alcohol to spread some of this out. Not sure if I'm crazy about this. I'm just gonna do this. Should we try gravity? Let's see what gravity does for us. Okay, let's try some gravity. Let's get some paper. Get a lot of product on there. So this is just water, just spritzing the water. Just gonna let some of it run off there. So I think the teal with the white may be added to the muddiness of it. I'm going to just kind of do this. And I don't know what that red thing is there. What if we, let's use the alcohol to just kind of make it splotchy. We're definitely getting like a different intensity over the gold versus the paper. Just gonna take a little bit. I don't know where that. I'm just gonna wipe this white. I can't talk. gonna wipe the red thing off. Okay. Let's do a bit more. Give it that mottled. So I don't know, that's sort of wah-wah. Let's see how it dries. Okay, let's go back and see how the first print we did, how it's doing. It's very dark. So this was with just acrylic paint and Bombay inks. And the gold is under there. That's very dark. Let's see, and then the next one we did had the, we added the fluid, is it indigo? And we have the white. I mean, I think dark does contrast nice with gold, so it could be something. I don't know what. And then the other one that had the matte medium and the Jane Davenport inks, still drying, but the gold underneath does give it a cool effect. If you can see that sort of pink color coming through. I think that's because of the Jane Davenport ink, because it has a sheen to it. So let's put this here. Trying to let these dry au naturel. Okay. Let's see what our Rorschach ink blot gives us. Ooh. It's actually interesting because you can see it does look like an ink blot. There's like a little bit of teal showing through. So let's let that dry somewhere. I'm gonna have to put some stuff on the floor. Okay, how are we doing for time? We're doing all right. And here you can see the how the Jane ink separates into different colors. I think I'm going to keep this baby wipe. That's a nice tie-dye. We'll keep that one. Let that dry over here somewhere. Oh, and we still have that part drying on the plate. Hopefully it dries before the end and we can pick that up with some acrylic paint or some, maybe some gold. All right, I still have these black ones. I wanted to try the granulating colors to see what they would do. This is just a big old mess. I think I'm just going to use a plain, piece of that Canson paper. Where did I put it? Here it is. I'm just going to give that a rip. All right. If you want to ask me a question or say something to me, then you don't want me to miss it. Oh, Kathy said blot it on a clean sheet of paper. Well, I just saw that now. Someone said leave it alone. That's funny. All right. So we're just going to pick that up to try to clean off the plate. But let's drop some pink in it just to make it interesting. So this is De La Rowney fluorescent pink acrylic ink. So let's just do some drops just to give it some brightness. Boop, boop, boop. This is the alcohol spray. And there's already stuff there, so let's just go with it. So I'm trying just to clean off the plate so we can start over. with a fresh color palette. So I'm just lightly pressing. Smoosh it over a bit. So this does not have any of the gold watercolor ground on it. What kind of paint did I use on the gold fish? So the gold of the fish is the watercolor ground, which is supposed to be absorbent. And then the paint was some Jane Davenport Blackbeard, which is more purple, and Jolly Roger, which is more teal. And then I added some of this bright aqua green that had some white mixed in as well, which I think made it kind of muddy. All right, let's see. So we don't have a lot of the pink showing. Let's just do that. Let's do that. So this is kind of just like doing smack and drag, but on the gel plate. What if we spray this? Make it a little blotchy. And then this is a I feel like dripping some of the pink on there. Sorry, wow, that was really loud. Let's spray a little bit of water. Maybe there's enough pink. What if we use I think of using like a acrylic foam stamp. We just use a little bit of this one. This is a circle one. Let's kind of move it around a little bit. Okay. Wipe that off. Let's do a little bit more rubbing alcohol. Should do some gravity. Look this way. So like I said, I don't think you need a gel plate to do this. Although it does help contain the mess a little bit. And we'll do the alcohol ink again, just to break it up. I'm a dripper. I like drips. Not everybody likes drips. Okay. Yeah, it is what it is. This one does not have any of the gold on it. I like this section here. All right, so we still have the gold with the black that I want to try. Let's, I think I'm just going to wipe this up. I think the white made it too muddy. I think we should try with the matte medium again. There's a pattern, but not so in your face. I don't know if you're referring to the after I sprayed it, I think, probably. Okay, let's pick up some of this. I do like the, we could try just the combo of the inks we have out already, the pink, the purple, and the blue, but just not add anything with white in it. Let's try that. A bit of salt will absorb color. Yeah, we could add salt to it. So there we have some painty cloths. These, because they're with the Jane Davenport inks, they will reactivate those. So just keep that in mind. What if we do this one with this color palette and the, so we got the gold, Daniel Smith gold. And let's do with the matte medium. And we'll use up what we have. Although the matte medium might actually help make it less water reactive, I think, perhaps. So I'm just going to cover the surface with the matte medium. And let's, this is the purple one. What if we do just purple in the middle, but not too much this time. It's purple, and then we'll do the teal on the outside. Let's keep that wet. And then this is the teal. I don't have as much of the teal out. We could do an ombre, do the teal, and then we'll try the pink on the bottom. This isn't an ink though. Well, I mean, it's an ink, it's more of a paint. Should we try that? This is we're gonna put this on these bubbles. Hello, Jane. Yes, we're doing science experiments. We're getting all Bill Nye. Let's just do these two colors. I don't want them mixing too much though, but what if I just move the purple down here by itself? Okay, and let's do this water. Let's do the alcohol. Let's do a little bit more gravity. Just spread it around a bit. Okay, and let's do a few pink. Because I'm interested to see how because the pink is an acrylic ink and the purple and the blue are not. Okay, so we're going to put that down, see what happens. So that is the Black Legion watercolor paper, 140 pound, with the Daniel Smith Watercolor Ground flat, and then Watercolor Ground thicker through a stencil, which is the Aqueous Effervescence from PM Artist Studio. It's one of my favorite bubble stencils. The gloves. Okay. Let's see. Let's wait. Let's pull it diagonal this way this time. Okay. I like how that purple looks pink on the. I don't want to lose my blue, so I'm going to let it drip this way. Should we do water spray? And should we do, let's try the alcohol spray. Get more of that gold showing through. I'm going to blot some of this on the bottom. I feel like it's like a little bit too much. Blot some, let some show through. Let it run over it. There, that's kind of cool. I don't know if you guys can see that as well. Ooh. Should we do, I feel like because it doesn't have the white acrylic, it's just a bit more vibrant. I'm going to try just a bit of rubbing alcohol again. I like this. Let's try gravity just the other way a little bit, just to see. Bye, Jen. Oh, we don't want to get ink on my. Now, should we add some salt? Let's try. I can't remember whose idea that was. Let's try some salt. Now, last time when we did these watercolor effects, we did some magicals, didn't we? All right, I got one more paper that has the gold on it. Looking for my salt. Let's put a little bit of salt and see what happens. We'll see if that does the same that it does with watercolor, because this has the matte medium in it, so the salt might just stick. I'm sure we can rub it off. Hi, Julie Parker. Maybe we spray again? No, we'll leave it. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna move this over here. Here's how the fish are turning out. Still kind of wet. It's tempting to plop it in here. Should we do a double dip? Let's do a double dip. Why not? All right, let's double dip this puppy. Maybe just a little bit. And then a little spray. Let's do some water spray. And a little bit of alcohol spray, sure. So I think that might be a little bit more interesting. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like it, I don't know, do you guys think that made it better or worse? We'll just let that run. I think we're getting some cool like textures. I like this fish here, how that's working. Okay, let's let that dry. Remember that one wasn't as thick, but it still seemed to take the ink pretty well. Oh, I hate wasting product. I don't want to do the same colors though, but I hate wasting product. We've got this leftover piece that's got a bit of both on it here. Let's just do this. Because we don't like to waste product here on this channel. A little sip of coffee. My camera keeps moving further. I don't know why. Use it up, smack it, slap it. That's right. There we go. So that looks kind of cool. Like I like how the gold is, see how the gold's coming through? That'd be funny if this ends up being my favorite, the one we just smacked down. We had a bit of the gold watercolor ground in the shapes of the stencils on there. I'm just gonna leave that one like it is. That's more of a smack and smack. All right, so I had to wipe underneath this. It's very dirty. Stormy seas, that's right. Not to be confused with Stormy Daniels. Okay, let's put that there, not there, and try to pick up some of this extra stuff. This is almost dry. Could almost try to just pick it up. What if we use let's use gold paint and just pick that up onto a piece of paper. It might smudge it, but that's okay. Let's just use it up. Some gold. So I'm just going to use some gold acrylic. This is not the watercolor round. I'm going to do this way because it's drier on this side than it is on that side. So, gosh, it's stuck. Well, it doesn't want to come out. I think it's got like a booger. Yes, had a paint booger. Look at that. Oh my goodness. We're giving birth to a golden paint booger here. Gross. Use your paints, people. If you just let them sit, then they just go to pieces. They just go to boogers. Okay. So I'm just going to pick this up on copy paper. Ooh, I've got some inky stuff over here I better put aside so I don't make a big mess. Let's move that. Oh, we wanted to try the granulating. Let's try that on the last page of the with the black and the gold gesso. Okay, so that's just regular. It's like a regular pickup. Yeah, they get skins. Okay, let's see if this will come off. It's like suctioned on here because there's stuff underneath. I want to move this off of my surface, but it won't. I have to lift it up. There we go. The bottom's like wet. So it'll be interesting to see what that has. And then I did want to show the Elegant Writer. Sorry, I'm just trying to wipe the bottom here. Okay. Let that dry. How's this one doing? This one's not quite dry. Okay, I need one more. I need another plate. But check out this baby wipe with the Jane Davenport inks on it. Ooh. Okay, let's so we said we want to try, let's try the granulating paints on this with the gel plate. So Janet just swatched these recently, Janet M. Young. If you want to see a swatching video of these, I've used them. I haven't used them on stream before, but they are very fun. I could actually, Janet, if you're, I don't know if you're still here, Janet, but I'll show you. I think oh, my hands are very messy though. Okay, I'm gonna take my gloves off. So the granulating colors, where did I put them? Yeah, I don't really have a good, yeah, we won't bother with that. That's fine. Let's see how which one do we put the salt on? Oh yeah, on the bubbles. Okay. Now I've got two 8x10 plates, which are both seem to be being used. And to use on the golds, I'm gonna add this. Should we try, I don't know about the matte medium, I'm having second thoughts. Sorry, Janet, I changed my mind. I didn't show what I wanted to show. What I was gonna show, I couldn't find it. Okay. So we want to try this on the gel plate, but I don't have a gel plate that is not occupado. Let's see if this one's ready to come off. Still feels kind of wet, but oh, it's working. It's coming off. This is when we just put the gold paint on. So that's cool. I like it. So that one's very subtle. It just kind of, so that's the gold paint, not the gold watercolor ground. And then I was going to show someone how the elegant writer works. So let's say, let's say we just do kind of some random shapes here like that. So we could, that's the elegant writer. We're going to come back to the gel plate in a second. And then just take some water in a paintbrush. I don't know if I have any clean water. Maybe I'll use a water brush because my waters are quite filthy right now. And then when you touch that, it separates into sort of some greens and some purples. And if you wet the area around first, it travels a bit further. So I'll show you that in a second. Let's bring it down. Oh, this light's on me. And because this already has those colors, it's maybe not as noticeable. I can show you on white in a second. So I'm going to show you on this. I think this should be cool. We can make it into like rocks. And then once this dries, it's permanent. So I don't know if you can see that. So that's the Elegant Writer pen. I'll show you on here just to show you what it does. Of course, it's not working. There, can you see it separating out into green? Focus, focus. Can you see how it separates into green and purple? Trust me. There, you can see a bit of the pink coming through now. So that's how I did the on this one. That's what I used for the hills and the tree. And on this one, the top here, this is just Elegant Writer. Because this is watercolor paper, it travels a bit further. This top part is only Elegant Writer. There's no color added to that section. So anyhow, that was a little bit of an aside. Okay, let's bring this back up. So there's our little rock. So maybe we'll make a rock page with this and then fill it in with black like I did with those other rocks. So anyhow, I don't know if that's the best demo of that. All right, so let's do an experiment. So we got this on the black, the gold watercolor ground on the black. And then we've got these granulating watercolors. See, let me show you my swatch. I'll show you the swatch thing, just so you know what I mean by granulating. I think I have the swatch card here. Yeah. So they're all called Aurora, and that's the Kuretake Gonzai Tambi Granulating. So we got the orange, has like green and orange. The blue is like red and blue. The pink, the violet, and this is the red. So let's use, what's going to look good on here? Let's use the red and the blue. And let's do the same thing. I'm just going to take a sip of coffee here. Excuse me. Let me get some fresh water because my water's purple. And then by the time we do this one, we can pull that last print that we left to dry. Sorry if I'm not watching chat as much as usual. When I experiment, my brain is kind of active in trying to figure out what I'm doing. And also, I did get back very late last night, and my doggy's a little bit sick, but she'll be okay. She'll be okay. All right. So let's do, I think the matte medium works pretty good on the gold. Let's do that. Let's do the matte medium. And then hopefully everything's going to dry and we can look at everything together. I was thinking about maybe cutting one of them into like a postcard size and doing an abstract landscape and giving that away if we have time. Okay, so there's our cheap North Shore acrylic matte medium from the Walmarts. From the Walmart, don't you know? Let's just spread it out. And maybe we'll do, I don't know how this granulating stuff works better if there's lots of water. So hopefully this water that we're adding will be helpful. And we said we're going to do blue and violet. Now I can't double dip because I don't want to add matte medium to that. No, we said we're going to do blue and red. So let me take out the blue and we'll mix up a whole bunch. There's a blue and there's the red. I should have mixed it up before I put my matte medium on there. But let's grab my, need like a mixing tray. This is pretty good. Okay, so which, I don't remember which is which now. This one is red. They do have the colors listed on the bottom, which is very handy. So we're going to make a bunch of the red here. And don't worry, the stuff that's on there is not water soluble, so it's not going to affect anything. Put a bunch of the red here. And then using my water brush to even add more water. I sound like I talk like I sound like I know what I'm doing, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just playing. And then we can just kind of clean that off there. Okay, and we'll do this, and we'll look how that does too. So that was the red. This one's the blue. And I'm hoping it's going to do something interesting on the gold. This is the blue over here. Let's get a bunch of there. Maybe that's what people call it. They call it the Walmarts. I heard it on the YouTubes, so it has to be true, right? Got a bunch of this blue. And I heard someone, like when I got these paints, I was watching lots of videos about it, and someone was saying how the Gonzai Tambi, the Kuretake site says all their paints are, you know, light fast, and they're like, there's no way these pigments are light fast. And I tend to agree. All right, so I got a bunch of the blue there. So there's the red, and here's the blue. So I don't know if this is going to be really bright enough to show up on the, let's get a bit more blue, on the gel plate and on this on the gold watercolor ground, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Okay, we got tons there now. Okay. Now I'm going to use just a regular paintbrush and I don't have to worry about contaminating these. I got my clean water and let's, oh, that's pretty good. That's not too bad. So let's do vertical lines. So here's the blue and do the blue first. I don't know if there's going to be enough in here. Oh, it just mixed. It all mixed together. That's mostly blue. These aren't the best palettes. You can see the red one there. And then the red. Oh, let's try to keep the red. It's tricky with this matte medium business. I don't know. I'm going to have enough paint on there. Okay, well, let's put this soupy stuff here. So some of this soupy stuff is a mixture of the blue and the red. Let's get a little bit more of the red. I feel like, I think this one's the red. Yeah. If we just, can we flick it? No, that's not going to flick enough. Just going to put it back on here. We're going to put it here. So that's a lot of the red. So I think this is going to be pretty subtle. I don't think we have a lot of pigment down here, but it'll be interesting. Let's spray it with water. Let's move it. Move it a little bit. And let's, I feel like I'm going to end up adding some black to this. I don't know. It's just a feeling. Okay, and this is alcohol. We'll try the alcohol. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see if it picks up on here. I don't have a lot of hope. I don't have a lot of hope. But you know what? It's just paper and we're just experimenting. So I'm just putting that on lightly. This is black watercolor paper, 140 pound, cold press. Hello, Tad. You caught us in a very experimental stream. So here you can see that's the red and that's the blue. So it does lots of cool things. And I took my gloves off. I sure appreciate everybody coming today to hang out with me. And again, I apologize if I'm not paying as much attention to chat as I usually try to. Should we let that dry? I wonder if we let it dry. Well, lots going on. I think we got a wah-wah. A little bit of a wah-wah-wah. There's a lot here. Let's do that. Let's put it back on and give it more time. If it doesn't work, we can just add, we'll just add this on top. Maybe combine with the matte medium, it's not watery enough to let it granulate, or there's just not enough pigment in there. Hi, April. Okay, let's just let it sit and see what happens. And let's move this over here. Let's let it sit. All right, let's see. I think this one is pretty much dry enough to pick up. And we thought we'd pick this up with the gold as well, didn't we? So it's a little bit of wetness here and there. What if we just pick up some of that wetness with just this little bit of, other than those two spots, it was pretty dry. All right. Now I'm feeling like I kind of want to stay with gold. Should we do gold and copper? Maybe gold and copper there. Here's gold, here's copper. Okay, and then we're just going to use the 32-pound paper to pick this up. This is just more like a regular gel print at this point. This was really water soluble. We let it dry on the plate for, I don't know, an hour probably. Okay, so let's put copper here. And put, this is PBO gold. This was Montmartre metallic. Sorry, that's so loud. So after this, I'm going to take little Lucy for a walk. And then I do have my tap dancing class tonight. Let's use our big braille. So even if you don't like the watercolor effects straight off the gel plate, maybe you like how it dries, you know, that's something different, I think. So that's letting the leftover product dry. So let's let that sit. I think that's, oh, I've got it covered. Okay, so we're going to pull that off in a couple minutes. So I think that's going to be interesting. Okay, let's let that sit. Got that. Let's see. I think these are getting quite dry. Our fish aren't quite dry yet. I might, let's use the heat gun. Let's use the heat gun on the fish for a minute or two. Heat gun. Hi, Yvonne. Good to see you. Hey, Kim. Did Mama Juju come in? I thought I saw someone say hi, Juju. It wasn't wet. It wasn't dry. We made a mess here. Let's clean that up. I think that was this corner here. Just kind of spread that a little bit. Uh-oh, I don't have my gloves on. Okay, just dry that a little bit more. Oh, April, you're Mama Juju? Oh, I didn't know you were also just April. Okay, let that, it's not bad. On the floor, we have these. We've got our Rorschach blot for Christine. We got this one. It's more like the purples. I think that was the Jane's inks. This is kind of cool. I like that. I like the gold coming through. It's very smack and draggy. So you don't, I mean, a lot of these you wouldn't need the gel plate to do, I don't think. All right, which one should we cut while we're waiting? I like that. Do we have another one? Oh, we have the salt one. Here's the one that has the salt on it. You can see the salt still accumulating the pigment. I'm tempted to brush it off, but I think that would, so that's pretty cool. Okay, well, let's, I feel like, I think I want to share this one. I think I want to cut this down. Do we have, thinking 4.5 by 6. Let me grab my cutter. This whole sheet is about 8 and about 11. So we'll have to do maybe 4 by 5. I do want to keep that middle one. I think I'm going to cut. Okay, I'm going to cut this way. Just because I like this fish a lot. Let's do, I want to center this one. Do a 4 by 6. We'll do, oh, that's crooked. What did I do? What the heck? That wasn't very straight. Janet, that wasn't very straight. Okay, we're going to have a somewhat lopsided 4 by 6. All right, so I'm going to mount that on a piece of cardstock, I think. And this is where I did my crooked. Oh, I think because I cut it with scissors, that's why it's crooked. So let's do a little giveaway while that stuff's drying. So I'm going to give away this postcard. I will glue it onto a thicker back. And then I might just put a word on it. I might outline this one fish with black. Should we do that? Do you guys want me to outline that, make one like one black fish there before we give it away? Maybe I'll do that while we're doing the giveaway. So we're going to do enter one number only between 1 and 100. After I type go, do not erase any numbers. No numbers after I type stop will be included. I'll use the random number generator, and the first number closest without going over, I will mail you this postcard if you have a way to get me your address. And then we'll, I'm hoping, I wish I could show you this one without the salt on it, but we'll pull the other two after we do the giveaway, or maybe while we're doing the giveaway. Hi, Marguerite. So if you want to win this postcard, go ahead and, oops, go ahead and type something, a number in chat, 1 to 100. And I might throw in a few extra things. Maybe I won't outline the fish. I'll let you do that. If you want to outline the fish and add scales or something, I think that's kind of cool. Hi, Bitty Penny. All right, so let's pull these while that is going on. So here's the one that we used the granulating colors on. And I don't think this one was successful. It was not. So we can actually, what if we use our paintbrush? Where's my water brush? Here we go. Let's use, let's take the blue. Make a bunch of blue here. I'm just going to randomly paint just on top of it to see if it does anything. I'm just off to the side adding more blue here to my water brush. Okay. Let's get a cloth here. Let's just wipe that. So we didn't get a lot going on here. I think maybe the, oh, there's a bit of a patina on there from the matte medium, but let's just paint on it directly and see if we can get anything going on here. What if we just do that? We can always go over it with something else. Could do some intuitive scripting or something. Salvaging fails is so satisfying. Yes, yes. So you want the paint watery and thick to get that cool granulation. So let's just see how this paint works on this gold watercolor ground. So we got something happening there. Okay, so let that sit for a minute and then we'll pull our next print. We'll come back to that, but you can see here, it's separating into the different colors. So it's going to be kind of cool, I think, in the end. So let's let that sit over here. All right, let's pull our other one. This was the one we let dry. And we picked it up with the bronze and the gold. The bronze was a little bit too thick and got a little bit dendritic streaky, but the gold looks good there. So that's pretty cool. Look at that. I like that right here. It's cool there. So something like this, I think, would benefit from the elegant writer. Like we could make this into like an abstract landscape. This brush probably isn't big enough, but I don't know if you'd see the colors that this separates out into with this color of background. So maybe we wouldn't even need the elegant writer. We could just use like just black, but I'm going to just go ahead and just use that to give it more depth, because this wasn't, the paint application there was pretty shoddy. It's your birthday. Okay, shoddy. A lot of stuff going on in the news, hey? In the pop world, pop culture. So we could add and add, but that's not great. I like how it worked on this color palette better. I think that looks cool. I'll probably do this whole page like that. Okay, so let's do stop, and we'll do the giveaway, and then we'll review the prints one more time. Yeah, I don't want to brush that off until it dries, so I'll have to show you guys this one next time. And then these I can definitely cut into postcards or do something to make good backgrounds. So that's that. And there's this one. Okay, I think this one might be, other than the fish, I think this one might be my favorite. I like how it's separated out into the different colors. Okay, let's pull out random.org. Closest to, let me just do split screen. Random number generator. And then if you guys want to remind me if there's anything else I wanted to show or you wanted to see before we head off. Okay, so the closest one to 83. Oh, that's a high number. Let's see. I think I saw a high number. Goldie had 77. So Goldie Luke, I think you're the winner. You win this little fish postcard, and I'll throw in some other stuff in there. So you can email me at So I don't think we're on social media together. So if you want to email me at this email address with your address, I will mail that to you. I'm going to put this aside so we don't lose it. Oh, let's see how this one's drying. So I think it's looking kind of cool. So I'm going to let that one sit. You can see how it's granulating into the different colors. Thanks, Goldie. So we'll let that sit. I'll show you guys how this one turns out next week. We'll see how that looks. I'll maybe do some work with these other pages. And then we'll see how the one with the salt, how that one turns out as well. And then we've got this one. So yeah, that was fun experimenting. Like I hadn't tried this watercolor effect over the gold watercolor ground. And if you came in late, some of the gold is acrylic paint, like this is acrylic paint. Some of the gold is watercolor ground, a Daniel Smith brand. I'll link this below. I got mine on sale for 12 bucks. I think it's not super cheap, but you can find it on sale sometimes. I'm going to move this so it doesn't get wrecked. We're going to let that just sort of dry on its own, see how it looks. And yeah, I think, hi Belinda. Hope you got some good groceries. I have to go grocery shopping. We just got back last night. We're running out of a lot of stuff. Yeah, so thanks everybody for coming. I appreciate your kind company and your encouraging words. Thanks, Janet. Thanks to my mods, Dar and Janet. And I think Kathy Berg was here a little while ago. And hi, Sandy. I'm hoping I didn't miss saying hello to anybody. If I did, it was not on purpose, just my brain catching up with lack of sleep. And yeah, oh, hi, Marta. Yeah, check out the replay. Thanks for coming. I don't know, feels like my screen froze. Oh, I see. Oh, when I went to random.org, it froze my YouTube. Anyways, there we are. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys next week, and I'll see you around the interwebs. Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming.